Welcome to day 17 of me trying to get rid of my porn addiction in 120 days. My sickness is getting a bit better. I think I just had a little cold, but now it's not as bad. My nose is still a little bit runny, but apart from that, I'm feeling actually really good. And adding on to that, I actually really want to talk about, feeling good. I've been feeling a lot better about myself, and that's something I really want to talk about in this video, is that I'm starting to really see the changes and really see the benefits of not releasing and just holding in your semen, no fap. I just feel a lot more confident. I feel a lot more like I'm actually showing up for myself for the first time in my life, because this has been something that I've struggled with for so long. And to finally see that I could actually not go 17 days, I'm approaching, 20 days, which has been a long time for me, has really given me a mental shift, to tell me that, listen, if you really put your mind to something, you can do it. And as I said, porn has always been that thing that's been lingering in the back. I've gone to the gym consistently. I built some muscle. I've learned how to talk to girls. I've even had another YouTube channel where I even gained a few loyal subscribers. But the one thing that I always neglected was porn, and I always knew that it was holding me back. I always knew that if I got rid of porn, that I could have excelled in all those areas if I had just got rid of porn, because I would have been emotionally more stable. I would have been more disciplined. I would have just felt more confident, so it would spilled over into every other area of your life. And what I'm telling you is the best thing that I've ever done for myself, at least the past 3 years, wasn't even building muscle. It wasn't creating a YouTube channel. It wasn't even going abroad and improving myself as a person. It was just getting rid of this, really putting in attention to really get rid of this porn addiction. That's how much it's fucked my life. I was a kid, when I came to Gibraltar. This is like a little story time. So I study abroad. I study in this small country called Gibraltar. It's basically a UK territory. And I just made the bold decision to just pack my bags and just go to university here. And long story short, I went over to Gibraltar. Didn't really have the best 2 years. I dealt with a lot of issues, and obviously, with issues, as I explained in previous episodes, when I have issues and I have anxiety, I have these things that I hate about myself, dealing with these problems. Where would I go to? Yeah, you guessed it, I would go to porn. So being here, struggling on my own, I didn't have family, I didn't have anyone. Porn became my safe spot. Anytime I'd have an issue or I'd have a panic attack or something like that, what I would do is I'd go to porn, and it would instantly it made me feel better, but it just dug me more into a hole, because I wasn't addressing real issues head on. I was running away from them. And being on NoFap for 20 days now, being consistent also with the gym, also eating right, meditating, journaling, really just trying to improve myself as a person, it's really starting to show. And other people see it as well. I've gotten a few compliments saying that I'm holding myself a lot better. I can definitely see myself, how I hold myself. I'm a lot more calm. I just don't really have as much brain fog anymore. I feel like I'm mentally more sharp. When it used to take me minutes to, or a minute to say something or think of something, now it takes probably a few seconds, and it honestly feels great. So that being said, what I want to get into is just if you are currently watching porn, here are a few steps that you can do to get rid of it. I just want to give you some lessons that I've been, because day 20 has been a long time for me. I feel like a lot of guys can't even go a week without jerking off, and I feel like I've already but I've already done that. I've already hit day 20 where most guys can't even hit day 20. So yeah, I have, but anyways, matter of fact, let's get that out of the way. What I would give to anyone who's currently starting NoFap or trying to get on Seymour attention and become the best version of themselves is you need to start just having more things to do. Just start having more things to do. Just get out of your house, get into sports, just get off your fucking bed, bro, that you fucking jerk off on every fucking day. 5 times a day you're jerking off in your bed, scrolling through Instagram, seeing that same girl, bro. You need to get the fuck out of your room. You need to go outside and you need to go speak to people, or you need to actually excel in something. Have this like goal that you obsess over. For me, it's been this YouTube channel. It's been going to the gym. It's been eating right. And for you, it could be something else. You know, you could, for example, it could be a sport for you. You know, right now you might be in high school. You could like try learning how to, just try to do something. Basically, essentially, just do something. And when you start doing this, you know, you start actually putting all that energy that you once put into porn into these areas. What's gonna happen is you're just gonna start feeling more fulfilled. Because when you do these things and you feel more fulfilled and you excel in an area, you know, that is physically demanding, and you know it's deep in your purpose that you love it, you're just gonna walk better, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna walk with so much more certainty and confidence, because you know you're the man. You know that you're staying consistent with your goals. You know that shit, I'm him. And I know some people think that it's cringe to say, oh yeah, this guy thinks of himself highly, he loves himself. Bro, of course I fucking love myself, you know, and I want you to love yourself. Whoever's watching this video and you think like right now you're struggling with self-confidence issues, I want you to say to yourself that you love yourself. Don't just blatantly say that, don't just blatantly say that you love yourself without action. Obviously, you know, get in the action. But you just saying that you love yourself, you saying that I love myself, so I'm going to get rid of this addiction because I love myself, is the first step to you becoming a better man and becoming a better person. You know, people who tell you that, oh yeah, this guy thinks of himself highly, or he's full of himself, those are the same people who will try and bring you down. Those are the same people who hate themselves, but instead of them improving their life, they're going to look at you, and then after they're going to try and bring you down because they see you leveling up, but they don't want to level up, so they want you to swoop down to their level. So that being said, if right now you're struggling with porn, number one, I'd say, is find things to do. Number two is identify your triggers. Identify when you're getting triggered, like when you get urges. Like maybe it's a video, maybe you watch a certain streamer who constantly has these girls or OF models. Stop watching him, whoever it may be. Stop watching him. Number three is just start, like as I said, start becoming more consistent. You know, have a routine. You know, that kind of goes into the number one. But start building routine and start like scheduling your days out the night before. And then number four, I'd say, is improve your mental health. Improve your mental health. Start meditating, journaling, just being outside more, getting into nature. I'm telling you, this is so important. Improving your mental health, the way you see the world, the way your mind is. It will help you so much in all these areas. You won't only get rid of your porn addiction, but you'll also just be a better person to be around. You'll love yourself. You start thinking of yourself highly. I'm telling you, there's so many people who are actually doing really good in life. They look great. They're really fit. They have a great career. They have a business, but they neglected this one area, which is called mental health. And I'm telling you, if you neglect mental health your whole life, it's going to shatter, you know, because you're going to constantly compare yourself to others. You're not going to be grateful for what you have. So if you constantly keep practicing the things that you're grateful for, you know, you practice saying, I'm grateful for, you know, me having access to millions of people on YouTube right now and to change their lives, then you will feel a lot happier. You know, whatever your goals may be. If you just say, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, things that you actually have in life that you love, then I'm telling you, you will be golden. But anyways, stay tuned for tomorrow. Peace.